Well, thank you for sharing that. We might as well get started, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for the first online presentation in World Unity Week of Planet Blessed. My name is Charles Betterton. I'm a community development specialist, a Bless the Mess specialist, a former disaster relief specialist, and there seem to be a few opportunities to pull those skills out of storage. And my beautiful co-creative partner who creates content faster than we can market it is Leslie Riopel. Leslie, good morning.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I am a psychology professor at the University of Cincinnati here locally, and I love doing that. And I also write and create content, our latest endeavor being the Mindfulness Blessing, which is just a way to love, bless, and honor your body, and to love, bless, and honor the planet, and even your health and wellness and your state of abundance. And we're really excited about just getting excited about blessing yourself and loving yourself and making that a daily habit. So that's kind of what we're all about. And also just a way to deal with these tumultuous times when everybody's in major stress, and what can we do to help people get through their day in a better way. So that's kind of where, we're trying to be the phoenix rising from the ashes and use these stressful events to create something positive and helpful. So that's our quest here that we've chosen to take.
Yeah, it certainly was facilitated by a global pandemic. I mean, Leslie and I had been working together for a few years, preparing to launch a number of programs, courses, a University for Successful Living. We have at least 101 titles and various degrees of completion. And all of a sudden, COVID hit, and both of us were experiencing other challenges. And we just started saying, wow, maybe our background in psychology and disaster relief might be useful. Let's just put our enterprises on hold and see how we might be of service to brothers and sisters and communities. And that led, sometime last year, we started creating a daily newsletter for 53 days. We'd published a book, Bless the Mess, that introduced 53 mindful survival exercises and affirmations. And we published one every day along with an affirmation. And that led to, let's try card decks. And that led to, let's try the little booklet function. So we've been doing a lot of experimentation. And like this event, this opportunity is an experience to find out what LaRonda and David and Janet have to share that we can help collaborate with and bless more of our brothers and sisters, because I think there are a few billion that are looking for positive, uplifting messages. So that's what got us here. Anybody have any questions that you'd like to ask before we share a little PowerPoint and go through the history of what we're doing, the ways that we have to be of service, the opportunities that we have for you to engage as a co-creator, collaborator, whatever works for you? Extra credit for questions.
Yeah, I would ask, does anyone engage in some sort of daily gratitude or prayer, mindfulness, blessing practice that they would share their experience with that?
I'll go. Yes, every day I do start my day with meditation. I sometimes do some kind of maybe card reading, tarot, or ancestral guidance cards I have every day. And I was at one point prior to the pandemic sharing that on YouTube and with others to try to uplift them as well. And then
Nice.
Threw a twist in that. So I hadn't gotten back to sharing it, but I still do it every day.
What a great thing. YouTube is filled with so much that it's nice when you find someone who's just offering something lovely and grateful, like you're talking about, and not expecting anything in return. I think it's a great venue for that. But it's sometimes hard to find those people. There's so many videos and topics on there, you just get lost on there.
Well, it's fascinating. World Unity Week, LaRonda, there's still time for you to have a program. I mean, we're still accepting proposals. I found out because we're in a lot of learning curves with Trello cards and Zoom and Facebook Live, and I thought I had our programs under control. They say, Reverend Becky says, don't get unnecessarily overwhelmed. Just stay necessarily overwhelmed. And I was doing that dance, and then they asked us to take on 5 more programs day before yesterday. And of course, we said yes. So please stay in touch with us if you might be interested in some marketing or publishing or collaboration or some type of sharing, because we publish a newsletter every day with a blessism and a meditation and journal prompt and featured resources, maybe from Hay House or Sounds True, our authors, and we love to have you join the community if that's of service to you. So thank you for sharing that. That's perfect. Back to you, Leslie. Was that your call? Right,
No.
you.
Yeah, I would say we could probably get started on maybe sharing the PowerPoint slides and kind of go through those.
Background in history. And since we are this lovely community of engaged participants, feel free to raise your hand or use the function at the bottom and reactions to let us know you have a question. We don't mind stopping and addressing those. Bring it on, Leslie.
Share this. All right. So this is just, we won't go through this in exhausting detail, but just share a little bit of our journey and how we really started this whole BLESSism journey and why we're sharing it in World Unity Week. The main reason is that blessing yourself and the world around you can really make a significant difference in your sense of peace and in others' peace. When you lift yourself up and you start feeling better about your journey, the people around you lift up as well. That's what I believe anyway. And also, we've all been through hardships, and I'm sure everyone has a story. And, this is about how to use that as kind of a springboard into something more positive. And we kind of talked about this before. Charles and I kind of sat down and said, how can we make the world a better place through this, this terrible time? And how can we transform the things we're struggling with into blessings and joy? And that's kind of what started the whole BLESSism journey. And then we decided to make a yearly endeavor, commit to a year. We don't have funding. We're 2 people who are just really passionate about what we're doing and just sharing a blessing every day so that people can just feel better about themselves, whether they're on a healing journey, a spiritual journey, or they're struggling with abundance or just survival. We're trying to cover, we even have a month we dedicated to PTSD. So BLESSivist is just someone with a burning desire to transform the struggles and the pain into possibilities and blessings.
And there's never been a richer opportunity to practice that.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of call that, being a BLESSivist. We
Yeah.
kind of made up that term. So again, we share a free daily campaign with a blessing every day. And some of what they can do is help you look at failure differently. We like to say you never really fail. Everything that you do sets you up for success in some other area. And you can turn disappointments into acres of diamonds and kind of turn your angst into unity and peace. Charles, I know you're a big acres of diamonds proponent. Maybe you could talk for a minute about your views on that.
Well, I've just learned, I guess, maybe from a Taurus upbringing of continuing to try and try and try and try again, and learn from people like Les Brown, Norman Vincent Peale. When I produced events with them, Les would say, it's okay to not know the answer. It's okay to fail because there's no such thing as failure. So it's just kind of led to everything is an acres of is a diamond in the rough. And Russell Conwell told that story, Acres of Diamonds in the Rough, 6,000 times, raised $7 million to build Temple University. It was a story about the African farmers read about or heard about people finding diamonds in Africa. So he sold his farm to go looking for diamonds and died poor and destitute, reportedly. And many years later, someone was visiting the farmhouse that he had sold and walked over to the mantel, picked up an object, turned to the new owner and said, "Hey, where did you find this?" And the new owner said, "Well, they're everywhere. They're all over the place." The farmer had sold what literally was acres of diamonds to go looking for them somewhere else. Why? Because he didn't take the time to do the research. So that just kind of led me to think, okay, that plus the disaster relief background just helped me look at progressive failure. I'm progressively failing my way to ultimate success. That's the title of my autobiography. So that's kind of what the BLESSisms help you do. It's a challenging situation. You know, you get stuck in traffic or you're in the health provider's office waiting to find out if you have COVID. It's like, instead of freaking out or stress, we just go to one of these little mindfulness exercises and practice some simple transformational exercises and affirmations that help us cope much better. And we'll talk about the CRAP guide, survival guide, in a few minutes. But go ahead, Leslie.
Yeah, and one of my favorite Oprah sayings, make your wounds your wisdom. You know, I just love that, how she said that. And that's kind of what this journey is all about. Let's see. And again, blessing yourself and the world around you just lifts everyone up, not only in feelings of peace and unity, but also your community, your relationships, and the world. And they really help you shift your attitude from frustration and negativity to, you know, acceptance and eventually even enthusiasm. And so this is really all about making the conscious choice to bless everything, every person, even those who aggravate and annoy you, and the positive situations and the negative situations, and not to the point of being a Pollyanna, but to the point of just blessing it and for what it is, and not getting over involved in the feelings. So again, I have a psychology background, and this is just, the BLESSisms are based on the PERMA model, which 5 core elements of happiness and well-being, which includes positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishments. And so these really help you acknowledge where you are and helps you move through difficult circumstances in a healthier way. And again, blessing everything, your children, your grandchildren, your state of health. There's really no limit to what you can bless in the world. And this is just an example of one for being a blessivist. And these can be used with your daily prayer. They're non-secular. You can be using them as part of a mindfulness meditation or even a visualization practice. And what is a BLESSism? It's just a mindful blessing spoken from the heart. And it's really just a way to shift your attitude. And it's really a gratitude practice to take what you're going through and try and look at it differently. And so our stuff has tools to help mental health and well-being and increase peace and unity with mindful, successful living skills, positive psychology, and blessings.
Yeah, back up to that slide, please, Leslie. There are thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of resources these days on stress and mindfulness and meditation, and those kind of practices. And we just started looking at the elements and components of what coming forth to us that we're sharing, and feedback that we've gotten, especially from Shannon Peck, who's a best-selling author and a healer and a practitioner in this field. It's like, these are not just meditations, they're not just mindfulness exercises. They really are transformational experiential journeys every day, anytime someone picks them up. So we're looking for new language about that, but really excited and grateful to be experiencing them and to be able to share them. And when we saw World Unity Week focusing on 99 days of peace through unity, we've learned from our own experience that, you know, peace starts within. Unity starts, you know, with loving yourself, then you can love someone else. So that's why we named our room Love, Peace, Unity, YOU, because we've got Peter Redding there too with the core selfie concept to help people discover their true core self and their values. and continue from there. Go ahead. Thanks, Leslie.
We're also working on our content. We've got 2 podcasts now, Stress to Mindfully Blessed and Abundance Mindset. And we're working on a healthy mindset guide, which will be published in the next few months for BLESSisms to specifically activate self-healing and confidence and body love and health and wellness. And so these are BLESSisms specifically meant to help you be grateful for your body and grateful for your healing, and even grateful if you're not doing so well.
Go ahead.
So really, yeah, these can help you overcome, transform, and really be greater than your suffering. And we don't need to get into this detail, but the 365 mindful blessings that we've created cover 6 key areas of health and well-being, which is mental, physical, social, economic, spiritual, and even planetary, which are called earthisms.
And what else is there, right? You know, that's pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, really, my philosophy in a single statement is, if you want to heal the world, you have to first start by healing yourself. And I think that's so important for anyone, anywhere. If you start by healing yourself and looking at yourself and your own issues, you'll be able to add, that much more blessings to the world. And this is just an example of our year-long campaign that we've already done: mindful survival, PTSD, relationships. We did earthisms in April, and May, June, and July, we're doing physical health and well-being. And June is all about BLESSisms for managing cancer and disease. And next month will be self-love and body love. And then August gets into abundance, prosperity, and financial freedom. And October, turning obstacles into growth, and never failing November. So we have something for everyone, even spiritual health, for, just creative mind power, BLESSisms for your ultimate destiny, and just raising your consciousness. And again, this is not a religious practice. It's any religion, any outlook. Anybody can use these, no matter what faith, no matter what your beliefs are. It's an all-inclusive kind of strategy. So that's really, in a nutshell, this is just a few examples of some of the blessings. We have one for openness, trying to feel open and hopeful when you're not feeling so strong. BLESSism for the journey of love. And even a BLESSism for lack, being grateful for those down times so that you can look forward to things changing. This is some examples of currently what we're going through. BLESSisms for updating your genetic blueprint, for using cancer and disease as a catalyst for growth, and even intuitive eating and ideal body weight. And again, these aren't meant to replace any health and wellness or healthcare. This can be used right along with your doctor. You could share these with your doctor, and they're just meant as a complementary healing modality. And we're just kind of assuming that the body has an innate intelligence to heal itself. And someday our genetic code may be equipped to do that all on its own, but right now it's not. And so you can use this as a boosting practice. And even financial health, blessing your having a global impact through your service or work, overcoming the false belief of lack, 7 essential successful living skills. So there's really, it's a fun thing to do, and it's fun for everyone. And we even have a BLESSism for your higher self and for being a conscious creator. So there's really something for everyone, including the earth. We came up with 30 earthisms to bless the planet and the rocks and the trees and the air and the mountains and the volcanoes, just kind of making this an inclusive practice.
Yeah, I think it was about maybe in January, we started thinking, well, Earth Day, that's going to be in April. Maybe we could do something special for the BLESSisms for April. And I'd started working with John B. Cobb Jr. a little late in 2021 and helped establish the Living Earth movement that people like John Perkins and David Corton and Audrey Kitagawa Members of the evolutionary leaders are on that committee as well. And we just went to John Cobb has written over 50 books. He coined the word earthism in one of his books 40 years ago and had a full chapter on that. It's actually a book, as Earthist Challenge for Economists. And John gave us permission to repurpose and use that entire chapter 10 on earthism, and still working with him every week to help find new ways to help individuals learn how to love, bless, and serve and honor and protect Mother Earth. You know, there is no planet B. So in fact, John Cobb and that organization is going to be in this room on Thursday with a special monthly meeting starting at 4 p.m. Eastern, that'll run for about an hour and a half with Dr. Cobb speaking and a few of those other individuals. But it's all about celebrating Earth Day every day. So the BLESSism newsletter includes the BLESSism, it includes the Earthism of the day. We decided at the end of April to just keep recycling them. So instead of the Earthism for the air, which was we followed the alphabet because this all began with the ABCs of BLESSism. So the first one is A, B, C, D. And then we just said, well, no, this is Earthism for the first day of the month, every month. So now every day for as long as we can, we're going to be sharing the BLESSisms and the Earthism. So don't mean to interrupt, but I want to tie that segue in because it has a life of its own. What Planet Blessed is evolving into is shaped by you, the people we connect with who have some offering like LaRonda that we can help showcase with the world. So please go on, Leslie.
I think that's about it. Really, it's just creating a global movement to bless the world and bring forth more love, peace, harmony, and unity.
Well, let's open any questions that people have. Sarah Angel Hair is with us from Belize, and met her and David through Humanity Rising and the daily happenings that are some of the most significant on the planet. Any of you have any questions or comments that you'd like to share before we keep on going? Sarah, I know you're attending some kind of major event. Sarah has attended more programs than I knew existed on the planet. So she's in, I think, a 30-day program right now. Here it is, 71, First Earth Day. And she was, I'll read it out of the chat. Oh my God. It doesn't say. In 1971 was the first Earth Day, and I was editor on the daily newspaper on a ship traveling around the world and wrote an article on noise pollution and asked everyone to be silent during dinner for 1 hour, and the entire student body did it. It was amazing because the ship was so loud. I know this isn't about BLESSism, but it has a lot to do with our lovely Earth. And right on, BLESSism are absolutely about our lovely Earth because we bless ourselves and we're part of the Earth, and we bless the environment and the circumstances and the people and occurrences and the messes that happen to surround us. And we are contributing to love, peace, and unity on planet Earth. So there you go.
So David, you talked about blessing the shrimp boats. Can you give us a little indication of some of the phrases you use when you do something like that? I find that so interesting.
Well, I actually wasn't there for the blessing this year, so I don't have any real fresh phrases for you. I did have a question. My outlook about the world is that I see indications of a lot of anxiety and fear, not always at a conscious level, but certainly at a subconscious level, and fear of losing one's place, fear of losing one's power, fear of losing one's wealth of some way. And I wonder if your BLESSisms do you have some BLESSisms that would address that kind of deep-seated anxiety? And I'd love to hear about those.
Yeah, that is really what our August, October, and November BLESSisms are primarily focused on. Overcoming the false belief of lack. That's a big one. And just really shifting your mindset. You know, we all listen to famous people saying abundance is a state of mind. It's something that flows through you, but it's a really hard concept to really bring into your personal biosphere. Even if you hear that we're all abundant because abundance is everywhere, the trees, there's millions of blades of grass. And even you theoretically understand that, it's still hard. You're stressed out paying bills and you're anxious about making your mortgage payment or keeping your job. And it really, I think it's a whole mindset shift that is necessary to change this, because we kind of live, humans are wired for negativity. If you look at psychology, and why is that? Does that come down to our fight or flight? When the caveman running from the mountain lion is in constantly a fight or flight mode. And we're not used to being in a calm, relaxed mode. We're so used to spending the day in chaos and stress. It's really hard to get out of that mode, because you turn on the TV and you see these poor people dying from gun violence and, all these natural events happening where people are losing their life. And it's really scary to kind of live in that kind of world. And so that's where the whole blessing can kind of shift your consciousness from that lack to abundance. And really, abundance could be an abundance of health. It's not really, it can be financial, but it can be looking at your body is, abundant in health. You're abundant in friends. You have an abundance of peaceful people around you. And so abundance is really a mindset. Like you said, it's not just, it's nice to have money, but I can tell you, I've had a lot of people die in the last few years. You can't take it with you. It doesn't go with you. So it's an earthly thing that we enjoy while we're here. And it's really one that I've struggled a lot with. So that's why we created 3 months of content to help look at failure differently, to help turn obstacles into opportunities. You never really fail. If you look at your life, and all the failures probably led to something amazing that you wouldn't have even have thought of before, that you're now doing very successfully doing. So I think turning failure around, Charles, you want to talk more about that? I think is a huge part of this.
Why do you point to me every time we start talking about?
No, you're so good at
No.
your positive mindset.
No, I'm teasing you. David, yes, Leslie's probably created 400 BLESSisms plus all the earthisms. And there are some that specifically have the word anxiety in the title or in the tagline or somewhere in the context. So we can find those, and that just brought me up back to the foundation. Again, we published the book, Bless the Mess, which has been out there, I think, since 2020 in color. So it cost a lot. We did it on Amazon. We're going to move it over to a different platform so we can take the cost down. We'll give away the PDF editions, of all of this. And that led to the card deck. We're constantly about experimenting and building a collaborative publishing marketing training company. There's so many entities out there that will take advantage of an author, a writer, would-be author, a coach, or seminar producer, content creator. And we want to just get together. It's kind of like, instead of the Shark Tank, where in my experience, sometimes those lovely sharks kind of screw, they're more like screwing the participants who have been blessed with some creative gift to humankind. And we want to be the angel tank. Speaking of Sarah Angel, who's with us with her little camera on. So we took the 50 exercises and affirmations and Bless the Mess, condensed them to card decks, and we started playing with it. First, the card deck was just one-sided. I mean, there are 4 quadrants. And so we had 4 different tops, like in a playing card. And then on the other side was the affirmation. And then, let's do the exercise. So we created a deck that had the exercises on one side, the affirmations on the other. So you could spread the deck with all of the exercises or with all of the affirmations or mix them up. And it just got to be fun. And then we saw a little thing on our Make Playing Card platform about booklets. And I've been looking for something like a pocket-sized booklet. And so we took those cards and converted them into a booklet that has the 53 exercises and the affirmation side by side. And it fits in the pocket. So we call it the ultimate Mindful Survival Guide for Managing Crap in Your Life. And CRAP is an acronym for coping resourcefully with aggravating and annoying people, places, and problems. Who do you know that might have some of those, So you're stuck in traffic, or you're in the health provider's office waiting for a diagnosis, or you're somehow frustrated. You just step back, just take a little mini transformational experiential journey into calm. And David, I'm getting around to your point because there's so many keyword phrases. Leslie talked about what's happening around abundance and prosperity, and a lot of people are looking for that. And 3 of the whole months are solely around health and well-being. And we are looking to get to the point to where someone could come in somehow, maybe to something that Stanley of Mr. Helpful of other networks would help us create. So somebody could come in and just put in the simple keyword anxiety, and all of the BLESSisms and the gifts in our publications that are relevant to that need are boom, instantly available. In fact, if you spend much time on the World Unity Week website, it's a massive undertaking from all over the world. And you could spend a lifetime going through those programs. And there's a lot of marketing and promotional material. And it occurred to me that it's kind of like we're preaching to the choir, that what I've asked the producers to do is to go back to all of the room stewards like we are, to ask all of the presenters, who are you serving? What is the pain or the need that they're coming to receive, that they need to receive? And how can we let them know where to go to have whatever is most valuable and immediately useful for them served up? Because it's here somewhere, and it's going to be more so when LaRhonda gets her programs available and agrees to help us share them with the world, so she can quit her job and we'll just bless the world. Thank you for asking, David. Anyone else have a question or comment? Jump in. We're a little community. And I know from experience that if Angel Sarah Hair gets started, we'll be here for another week, and we still will be trying to catch up with who she is and what she's done and who she's been trained by and who she's trained, and her invitation to come to Belize and the tour of the property. I mean, it's just phenomenal. So who would like to join the conversation? You are muted. If you want to speak, Carol Sue.
Okay. Yeah.
There she
No,
is.
good, because I was trying to find something. I can't remember the guy's name, because when you were talking about mindset, Leslie, I get that mindset because I just took 40 Days to Abundance with Iyanla Van Zant.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I
it's-
love her. Yeah.
Yes, and the book is based on 40 Days to Abundance, and I couldn't remember the author, and I've got it in my Kindle, and I've been looking up in my Kindle and couldn't find it.
John
What's
Randolph
the name of the
Price.
author?
John Randolph Price.
That's it. Thank you.
The Planetary Commission, for sure. Good job. See, I told you
Thank-
she knows everything. She's been there. She's been there, done that, and probably fought for it. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. There was something else, but I can't remember because I was stuck on that one.
Well, it'll come back.
Oh,
That-
it'll come back around the loop for sure.
Yeah. I
Thank
hear
you for the opportunity.
Thank you, dear, for all you are and all you do. It's a pleasure to see
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Yep. And that's the first time. Is that a virtual drop? Or are you showing us another part of your little treasured place?
No,
down
this is my gonna be.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I like it.
This is what I grew up with.
Yeah,
Only I grew up with back-to-back baby grands.
yeah. There you go. Well,
Yeah, my
there's
father
place.
was played piano.
Leslie's been working. Leslie is like the content creating energizer bunny. I mean, it's like I can't keep up with all that she's doing, but she started the podcast. I mean, podcasts are reaching a totally different audience than BLESSisms or a newsletter or the website. Leslie, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, and before you do, I just want to say that I've been looking forward to meeting Leslie. Thank you. This is the first time I've actually seen you and I've heard about you. So
Oh, it's nice to meet you
This
too.
is a pleasure.
Very good.
You too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have, and Charles will eventually be on this podcast with me. We
Did
have
she
2
let-
podcasts. Yeah. We just started these, gosh, it's only been like 4 weeks. One is called Mindfully Blessed and the other is called Abundance Mindset. And it's really, podcasts, it's free to listen to them. You don't have to even have Spotify. You can just go to the website and click the sessions right here. But it's just kind of our way of sharing, how can we help people change their money mindset, balance the root chakra. I did one on healing generational blocks and old mindsets. Some people say you can inherit a mindset from someone in your family without even realizing it. If someone grew up poor or during the Depression. So that's one thing, healing that kind of. And again, these are all based on BLESSisms, the natural cycle of wealth. You can go to your sacred garden of abundance and celebrate your natural state of abundance. And this one I stole from Deepak, that I love listening to his meditations. He talks about the law of pure potentiality, and I love that so much. I created a podcast for that. And really, this is all based on the scarcity mentality to an abundant. And this podcast has everything from all 12 months. It's right now we're in the health content. It's just nourishing your intention to feel joy after pain, trauma, and illness. And once a week, we have all the BLESSisms from that week. So you can just listen to those, giving yourself self-compassion, connecting with miraculous spontaneous healing, which is also a BLESSism, awakening your self-healing. So really, we've pretty much covered just about everything that somebody might be struggling with during illness. And letting go of judgments and negative feelings. We all have those. We're all really tough on ourselves. Managing strong emotions and trying to ride the waves of life. Even the link between your mind, body, and spiritual, and the link to disease, and how to stay zen and calm. So there's really a lot of exciting content, and this is really a gratitude. We call it a mindful BLESSism gratitude practice, and it's really just a way of getting more in tune with your beautiful body and your innate ability to heal, and again, sharing it with your doctor. This is not something I would never tell someone to stop taking medicine. This is, we believe that it's all relative. It's up to you. It's your body. Take the medicine, but also practice some mindfulness, practice some blessings. Get into a prayer group if that's your jive, whatever you enjoy. And Charles and I are both very spiritual people. We meditate a lot. We believe in the power of prayer, power of faith. But again, this is a secular practice, so you don't have to have any particular belief to practice any of this. It's just kind of our way of giving back.
Could you go to the Planet Blessed website and let's walk through the ultimate mindfulness or thrival system a little bit? Because it's fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of fun looking at how this is evolving in its own way in time. And I'm thinking back again to Ms. Owens there and that enterprise and all that infrastructure. And I love the way you're laughing and you're carrying on, but I'm coming after, the opportunity. Because that's who, that's how we got together and how we're working together. Just go to the homepage first, I think.
Oh, okay. Just
a quick overview. I mean, we haven't really updated this particular website in a while. Just scroll down a little bit and just flow through this. I mean, okay, stop there. There's the book on the left. There's the Mindful Survival Guide was a card deck. Now it's going to become the PTSD book any day now. We're doing a book of 13 titles on the BLESSisms. Every month will be available in a standalone series. It's like the January month was out of the crap book for just general mindful survival. February was about love and forgiveness. So then we have over 200 videos on our YouTube channel. The crap guide was up there. So we got the earthisms. Keep going down here. Some examples of the card decks. I mean, it's just almost like SARC. If you don't know SARC, I mean, we've got a lot of our inspiration for beautiful color and images and fun. It's hard for me. I had to have a fun coach to learn that it was okay to have fun. So go back now to the card. What we're doing is looking for collaborative partners. Every time we publish something, a book or a newsletter, we're looking at who has something that would add value to the offering that we're sharing. For example, it's the Love Foundation, been teaching unconditional love for 22 years, the Love Foundation, the Love Center, Hay House, Sounds True, Nightingale Conant. But we're looking for individuals who have not yet published, who've yet not found the way to reach the world with the gifts and talents and treasures entrusted to them. So this is an example, just walking through some of these resources and how they've evolved and how we're open to them continuing to evolve with input from new people that we meet like here today. are at Humanity Rising, where most of us or many of us are 5 days a week. And we have, if you go over to where we have the sponsorship or the crowdfunding campaigns, we've spent a lot of time exploring different avenues and ways to connect with others who might care. I mean, we've got equity opportunities. We're preparing for crowdfunding on probably Indiegogo initially. We're preparing for sponsorship campaigns. We're looking, I'm looking for the sponsor that would let us print 1 million copies of the pocket-sized guidebook because our cost gets down to about 88 cents instead of about $20 for an individual copy of the booklet. So we're sharing that, the mission statement. So Sarah Angelhair, also known as Carol Sue, and God knows how many other names, or LaRonda, if you have something that's related at all to love, peace, harmony, upliftment, spiritual awakening, anything that we could help you better reach an audience that would be blessed by your talents and gifts, then we are blessed. That's who we are. That's what brought Leslie and me together. And that's why we're here with you today. I mean, we have 7 courses, 3 or 4 of them fully developed, ready to roll out this year as soon as Leslie stops creating something new. Or as soon as Charles stops signing up for programs like World Unity Week. But that's a major one right there. The PTSD guide. I mean, there's such a need. We'll give those away to military, to veterans, to individuals who have a need. It's not about, well, the money is in it in the books anyway. You know, 2 of my mentors are Mark Victor Hansen and Jack Canfield, who used to say, yeah, we've sold 600 million books, mostly the Chicken Soup for the Soul series, but our publisher's flying the $40 million Gulfstream. Start your own publishing enterprise. So we're doing that, but we're doing it as a collaborative benefit corporation. It's not even about making more money for the participants. It's about the common good. One of the books that John B. Cobb co-authored, The Common Good. So who has a question or comment? We have just a couple of minutes before we need to wrap up so there can be transition. I bet Sarah does.
Yes, well, the one thing one thing that I see that's missing is the root chakra and something on sex. And
Good
of course,
point.
and I would like to do something because I'm becoming known as the orgasm lady. That's going to be my brand.
Wow.
And I have a website coming out, Become Orgasmic.
wow.
And it is a workshop that I actually did in 93, but I've been doing that workshop since 86 and I did it all over the West Coast. So, but I happen to bring my copy of my video with me. And so I'm about to launch it. It's just one workshop, but I'm going to be putting on a summit of the top educators, sex educators in the world, including hopefully, because I've already contacted him, Montauk Chia, great Grandmaster Montauk Chia, and some of the greats. But this is what we need to do: is start at the root. You know, and
Agreed.
And then
That's
my specialty,
also, yeah.
And because I was one of the 70 to 75% that could not achieve orgasm easily with a man, I turned myself around. And when I did, I was at I mentioned it at a macrobiotic dinner in 86, and there were only 3 women left, and they flocked around me with their address books, and they said, "Will you teach it? Will you teach it?" And so, you know, and so we made an appointment for 11 o'clock on Monday. That was 9 o'clock Wednesday night. Monday at 11 a.m., there were 9 women at my door, and the workshops were off and running. And then I taught them well into the 90s, almost to the 2000s.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And so now I'm doing a big push to do that. And then after that, I will do the other thing that I happened to videotape that very same day. This was at Brighton Bush Hot Springs. So I did another workshop that same day that I've been doing there since 81. And that's Stanley Burroughs' Healing for the Age of Enlightenment. So it's the Master Cleanser, Vitaflex, and Color Therapy, because colors break down to elements. So it's healing at the elemental level, sitting under colored lights that heal. And I'm one of the authorities in the country on that. And
Wow.
Stanley Burroughs
Yeah, I
was
love
a
that.
personal friend. So, you
Wait
know,
a minute.
I want to start at the root, then go to the healing, and then I want to teach cosmic laws. So it's like this whole series of working, starting out.
Beautiful.
Well, wait.
I want to be a part of that. That's my point. Thank you.
You are a part of that, and I just have to correct one statement that you made. You said something about being the expert in the country. I think you're talking about the Infiniverse, right? I mean, It's like you've been there, done that, and it's been a privilege to, anytime I see you coming in any of the rooms, I fasten the seatbelt because I know we're in for a ride. Okay, put your hand down, please.
Well, okay, but I started to write in the chat, and it was about the 7 spiritual laws of success.
Yes, I
which
love that too.
I love that. I've been doing it since it first came out, and well, maybe I can just, I was gonna send people to the website, and I did. I was trying to find it, Chopra meditation, but they can Google it.
Yeah.
To me, that book is still priceless. I just downloaded it on Kindle just to have it again here.
Yeah,
so yeah, I love it.
Agreed. And I do
great.
not know why you don't have your own room on World Unity Week, because you could fill the whole calendar, right, with your stuff.
Well, I was supposed to do one on Free the Slaves, and then he didn't even call me back.
Wow.
Which is good, because I was too busy, but I will do that one. I will prepare for it and bring different organizations in that are working on freeing the slaves.
Awesome. Thank you. Anyone else want to play? Come on. Rhonda, you've had enough time over there to write up the elevator pitch and the crowdfunding campaign and the sponsorship bumper stickers.
I would definitely be interested in doing something for sure, because I did wonder how would I ever get my message out there. I'm just one little person in Maryland. And, how do you, I've always asked that question, how do you become Deepak? How do you get to a point where people want to hear your message? So I'm willing to grow and learn with you guys in any way I can.
Well,
Yeah, I
please,
think it's about being authentic.
please put your email in the chat if you don't mind. And I'll share with you that the power of this particular event is extraordinary, in that, like, the newsletter that we publish only goes to a couple hundred individuals. I had a list with over 2,500 and another one with another 5,000. And we just narrowed the focus. We wanted to focus on quality, not the quantity. So maybe only 250 or 300 people get that newsletter we published every day since January 1st. But as soon as the morning comes, it's shared with up to 3 million people through the participating social media platforms. And this event, it's like, I put it up on one of our little Facebook pages, Gaia Soul Alliance. It has about 48,000 followers. But when I did, John Raymer, who created the Sign Network and World Unity Week, and several other massive organizations signed on as co-host to almost every program that you're seeing during this 8-day series, so that it's being promoted to as many as 3 million people. Unify is one of the major producers. They have just under 2 million followers of their own. If you go to the World Unity Week page and look, I think it's on the About page, there are hundreds of co-conveners, and many of them they're small. Some of them are, in fact, one of the programs that'll be this afternoon at 4 o'clock Eastern is a gentleman in Australia who came to us last week. Oh, it's too late for me to do anything or share anything. I just founded my nonprofit in Australia to help move humanity to sustainability, and maybe next year I'll participate. And I said, why wait? So he created a 26-minute video with his vision. It's kind of a lecture until you get to the end. He gets into love and unconditional love and call to action, and youth and schools getting engaged in the process. So, it's never too late. And World Unity Week is showcasing some of the best resources on the planet. You will find that out as you visit the program of the coach that you're affiliated with, Rhonda, and soon you'll be here with us. I mean, like I said, Carol Sue, aka Sarah Angel Hair, could fill up the whole agenda. David is just sitting there so quiet, but I've seen some of the documents that he's written and shared them with John B. Cobb, who was impressed with them, and that said something too. So this is a co-creative, collaborative community, and I invite, and I'm sure Leslie concurs with that, any of you or anyone you know who might be blessed or benefit from any of the time, talents, treasure, resources, capacities, the mistakes we've made, so you can learn from our mistakes and you don't have to worry about those, please do contact us. Our contact information was on the event card. Most of you have it, Ron. If you put that face mail in here, I'll even send you a daily blessism so you can get a look and feel at that. So we're doing pretty good. About time to wrap up. I'm going to thank you, one and all. This is a rich opportunity. I've learned from experience that it only takes one, and that a divine design unfolds, and the right time and the right way, the right people are showing up. And here you are. And here is Leslie with closing remarks.
Yeah, I absolutely believe one person can change the world. And I almost take that to the point of absurdity, because I keep creating all this stuff and I write everything for myself because I'm on a journey of healing myself, as everyone else is. And I've been writing meditations and mindfulness scripts for over 10 years now. And so I do a lot of writing. So I thought I might as well write a program for me, so I do think one person's idea can totally change, can take fire and change the world. I really do. And yeah, we appreciate everyone, coming and hanging out with us today.
And if you're interested in the Earthisms, that's tomorrow at what time is our program
I
on?
think 2 Eastern
o'clock.
time. Yeah.
And John Cobb, John Perkins, David Corton, Audrey Kitagawa will be in the same room on tomorrow, Thursday, that is tomorrow, from 4 to 5:30. So there are hundreds of programs. I haven't seen any that aren't valuable. My only frustration, other than being brought to the edge of unreasonably overwhelmed with this process, is how many programs there are and all simultaneously, and I can't attend them all, but they're all being recorded and they'll all be available for 99 days apiece through Unity, and so are you. Thank you very much for being part of our intentional community today of love and peace and unity and earth stewardship.
Thank you.
We love you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Leslie.
everyone.
Thank
Hi,
you,
David.
Paul.
Nice to meet you, LaRonda
Rhonda.
and Leslie.
Bye-bye.
Sarah, nice to see everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.